Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Morning, Morgan.
Good morning. How we feeling on a Friday?
Feeling good, Morgan.
All right, I love to hear it. Y'all know I love to hear it. Cheers to the weekend. All right, y'all, so let's get into it. Former Vice President Kamala Harris has a new memoir on the way. She's writing a book. I mean, you spoke this up, Charlamagne, yesterday. So Harris has reached a deal to publish 100 Days. That's the title of the book.
107 days.
107 days, excuse me, you're right, 107 days, and it's set to be released on September 23rd. Now, the memoir will be published with Simon & Schuster and recount her experience during what she calls the shortest presidential campaign in modern history. Harris says 107 days will give readers an inside look at her presidential campaign. Let's take a listen to her comments about her forthcoming memoir.
Since leaving office, I've spent a lot of time reflecting on those days, talking with my team, my family, my friends, and pulling my thoughts together. In essence, writing a journal that is this book, 107 Days. With candor and reflection, I've written a behind-the-scenes account of that journey. I believe there's value in sharing what I saw, what I learned, and what I know it will take to move forward.
So Harris's memoir comes a day after she formally bowed out of the California governor's race following months of speculation that she would run. What were you going to say, Shar?
No, I'm just actually looking forward to reading that book, 107 Days, and I hope Kamala Harris throws the Democratic Party under the bus, because folks always want to blame Kamala for the sins of a party that was already labeled as trash. You know, folks was already off Democrats and pointing out the flaws in Democrats long before Kamala was the nominee for those 107 days. And, I think for those 107 days she ran, she actually gave life to a lifeless ticket. Because there was no way, if y'all think, Kamala lost in November, Biden would have got his ass handed to him. Okay, so I can't really wait to see what she says in that book that comes out on September 23rd.
Now, she signed with Simon & Schuster. Did you got it? Did she reach out to you for the deal?
No, but I definitely put a bid in.
Oh, you did?
Okay. But I think the deal was already done by the time I had put a bid in.
I just hope she's honest, like completely honest, like her true feelings of how she felt when she knew she was running, and Joe Biden, and how she felt about the whole situation. I just hope that she's completely honest with it.
And that honesty comes with throwing them under the bus, because that's something that she didn't do that hurt her during her campaign. When they asked her on The View, when Joe Biden's approval ratings were so low, right? America had already showed you they was off Biden, and they asked her a simple question: would she do something different than President Biden? She said, no, I can't think of anything that I would do different. That was one of the things that really hurt that 107 days.
I like to cross-reference 107 Days with KJP's or Karine Jean-Pierre's book, Independent, and see if there's any, similarities.
I thought about that last night, Morgan. I'm not really interested in Karine Jean-Pierre's book if Kamala's coming out with her 107 days. I want to hear from her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I was kind of interested in Karine's book, but I really want to hear from the vice president. I'm not interested in Karine's book, because she had to get up there and lie for that man all the time, and it's not like Kamala was lying for him too in a lot of ways. But I'm still more interested in hearing from the VP than Karine.
All right, y'all. So moving on, the plans are now set for a $200 million ballroom at the White House. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said construction will begin in September, and she spoke more about the need. Let's hear those comments from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
The White House State Ballroom will be a much-needed and exquisite addition of approximately 90,000 total square feet of innately designed and carefully crafted space. The White House is currently unable to host major functions honoring world leaders in other countries without having to install a large and unsightly tent approximately 100 yards away from the main building's entrance.
Who gonna build the ballroom? They deported some of the best workers. And furthermore, some of the best workers that are still here gonna be scared to go to that work site.
Right.
Why? If I was Mexican, I would never show up to that goddamn work site.
Nobody's going to that work site. But who's paying for it?
It's gonna take
Is
forever.
it all investors?
So
No tax money?
This will be paid for by President Trump and private donors. And, of course, as mentioned in the audio, it will be used for high-profile events. And yesterday, on Thursday, Press Secretary, she did show reporters renderings of the structure to be built in the East Wing, showing Greek columns and gold-encrusted chandeliers.
They must have robots building that thing, because there ain't no Mexicans showing up. It's going to take forever to build that thing, that ballroom. Okay?
$200 million for a ballroom?
That ballroom going to be getting built.
Yes.
Till 2031.
$200 million for a ballroom?
They did. That ballroom going to be getting built till 2031, okay?
Damn.
Because there ain't no Mexicans going to be there. And they are the best workers. You hear me? Okay?
Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. So that's your front page news for 6 a.m. Stick around at 7. We'll talk more about what's happening with the White House.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, it looks like the New York Knicks has agreed to a 4-year, $150 million contract extension for Mikal Bridges. So he'll be a Knick for the next 4 years.
I'm old enough to remember, and Mikal's a good player, but I'm old enough to remember when, like, it's only the superstars of the league got $100 million.
Right.
For 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I remember when Shaq got that, and that was big deal. Like, oh, shoot, Shaq got $100 million for 4 years or 5 years or whatever it was. Now it's like that money is nothing.
To the NBA, it seems like.
Yes.
All right. Well, what's up, Morgan?
What's up is I'll take the money if it's nothing. Okay, I won't get too much into that. Let's get into that front page news. All right, so the White House is honoring the victims of Monday's New York City shooting. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the White House is extending condolences to the family of the fallen NYPD officer Didarul Islam and the 3 other victims. Let's take a listen to her comments.
Everyone at the White House is keeping the officer's family, friends, and fellow NYPD law enforcement officers in our thoughts and prayers. The president has always and will always proudly stand with our men and women in blue. May God bless Officer Islam and the other individuals who were tragically killed in this senseless act of violence.
Yeah, so NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, he's actually speaking out for the first time publicly since that shooting left 4 people dead at a Manhattan office building that also houses the NFL league office. Now, Goodell joined the NBC broadcast remotely prior to Thursday's Hall of Fame game, where he called the shooting an attack on humanity. He stayed in New York to attend the funeral of slain NYPD officer Islam, who was, of course, killed in the attack, as previously mentioned. He added that all of us have to do more to make sure people who need help get it, while also saying the league employee who was injured is stable and improving. Now, Shane Tamura is the suspect, a 27-year-old with history of mental illness. He carried out the attack. New York City Mayor Eric Adams believed Tamura was targeting the NFL league office located in the building, but took the wrong elevator bank. And of course, this comes as hundreds of NYPD officers and others turned out yesterday on Thursday to say their final goodbyes to that officer who was killed in Monday's mass shooting. It was a sea of blue at a mosque in the Bronx on Thursday to honor 36-year-old Didarul Islam, gunned down by a man at Park Avenue office tower. Now, New York Governor Kathy Hochul offered condolences on behalf of 200 million New Yorkers. New York City Mayor Eric Adams also spoke at the funeral, and Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch addressed Islam's family, saying, "I stand with you. I am heartbroken." Let's take a listen to Hochul, Adams, and James.
On behalf of 20 million New Yorkers, I want to bring the condolence of your entire family, your extended family. We are there for you.
You ask yourself over and over again, what more could we have done? How could we have responded better? You have a tendency to blame yourself. And I just want to say sorry to this family.
Look at all the NYPD officers here and outside this mosque and across this city who stand with you. I stand with you. I am so heartbroken.
Horrible, man. Horrible. I'm sending that police officer's family healing energy. Officer Islam woke up that morning to protect and serve and got killed for absolutely nothing. And, you know, I agree with something you said, Morgan. You said that he had a history of mental illness. If that man had a history of mental illness, then it's up to society to make sure he always has the resources he needs. Because if not, you know, it's not a matter of if a person is going to snap. It's a matter of when.
Yes. So, of course, as you mentioned, that fallen officer, of course, he was off duty at the time of the shooting, working a security job at that building. He leaves behind 2 children and a wife who's expecting their 3rd child next month. Yes, very unfortunate. And Islam was also posthumously promoted to detective 1st grade.
You know, and he was working another job because the police officers don't be making, you know, the money they should make. It's crazy to me that, you know, these police departments get billions of dollars in resources, but how much of that actually goes in the police officers' pockets? And, you know, if you actually spent, if more money actually went in the police officers' pockets, you probably get a higher caliber of police officer.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, most of them, they got to work overtime and double overtime to meet the needs of their family, whether it's food and having a place to stay and car and all that other stuff. So he had to work 2 jobs, which is, like you said, sad.
And it doesn't appear that any of that is getting any easier with inflation and whatnot. So,
No.
And now and the crazy thing is I'm thinking about it now. That's his easy job in his mind. He's like, I go sit in this office building and hold the building down.
Yep.
He probably was thinking something like that would happen in the line of duty.
Then a building in the middle
Oh
of Manhattan.
man, that's horrible.
Absolutely.
Man.
absolutely.
Rest in peace to that man,
Like
man.
you said, sending loving energy to his fellow boys in blue and also his family for sure. So that's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Y'all can follow me on socials at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Oh, and one more thing. And if you're in the Atlanta market, DJ Scream is putting on Fresh Fest. It's a back to school event. So you guys just check it out in Atlanta, Fresh Fest 25. Yes, giving back to the school. I can't believe we're here. August 1st, back to school. It's happening.
Salute to DJ Scream. Thank you, Morgan.
All righty, Morgan.
Thank y'all.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.